Hi everybody, Judy Seeger back with another segment on this 3-day live event. I hope you've been taking lots of notes. I know you guys will have lots of questions. We're going to get to as many as we can on the third day. We have all kinds of information that I'm going to share with you today about organ cleansing. Not a really fancy topic, but the heart of this whole day event. This is the big one. This is the big kahuna. Get ready. So a lot of times people ask me, well, what is the order of events for the cleansing? Which organs should you start with first? How do you do it? So we're going to do all those details on that today. Okay, so first off, let me talk about what are your detox organs. So it's your colon, liver, kidney, lung, skin, and limbs. Limbs technically are not detox organ, but I throw it in there because it's such an important system that we do need to talk about. All right, so the first things first is which organ do you start with? It's the colon. Number one, always the colon, okay? That is like your number one organ to start with, and we'll get into the how-to, but just understand the reason we do the colon first is because that 5 or 6 feet of intestine, the large colon, is the one that has all the toxins that dump in there, and a lot of times they get stuck in there, which is why constipation is like a huge issue in countries all over the world now, because it's just not moving out the way it's supposed to. So the colon has to be taken care of first. The other reason is when you start cleansing your liver, kidneys, and all the other organs, it has to have a way to go. So many times people will say, I am having all these headaches and I don't feel well, I feel weak. What's the issue? Oh, that's just the detox symptoms that's supposed to go along with this whole cleanse. Wrong. No, no, that is not true. Okay, it doesn't have to happen that way. When you clean your colon out first and you do a great job on your pre-cleanse and you do all the things we've been talking about, guess what? When the other organs start to dump out, sorry, pun intended. When it starts to come out, then it has an avenue to go to. When it doesn't have an avenue and the colon is plugged up, you're going to have it come up the other way, and yes, you can get nauseous, yes, you can vomit, yes, you can get dizzy, lightheaded, weak, headachy, feverish even. I mean, it gets kind of crazy. And you all think it's, yeah, it's part of it. Definitely not a part of it. Clean the colon first, you'll get rid of like 80-90% of those symptoms and you won't have problems, right? Along with the pre-cleanse. Don't forget, pre-cleanse, colon cleanse, okay? It's that order. Okay, then the number two organ, always go to number two is the liver. Liver, because it is the largest detoxifying organ in your body. That little 3-pound organ does a lot, over 500 different functions, and it's not important to know all those functions. What is important to know is the order. So you're going to cleanse the liver, and as it cleanses, it's going to have the avenue to go to. And so it's not like people ask, do I do it by itself, like just a liver cleanse? And there's a lot of products being sold that do just the liver cleanse. Again, no, wrong. It's not the way to go. Liver cleanse with colon cleanse. Okay, so these two go together. Okay, that's the whole thing there, right there. Liver goes with the colon cleanse always. Now, the next organ that you cleanse is your kidneys. And again, your kidneys have lots of different functions, from maintaining blood pressure to your bodily fluids and salt intake, lots of different things. Okay, I'm not here to discuss the science, I'm talking about the order of events. So kidney goes with colon as well, okay? So what happens is you're going to do your colon cleanse with the kidney cleanse the second time around. So the first cleanse, you're going to do colon, liver. Then you wait anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months, 4 months, and then you say, oh, okay, now it's time to do the colon and the kidney cleanse, right? And that's the great, easy, best way you're going to get results, because we're going to show you how to cleanse all the organs. Then the next cleanse, you'll be like, okay, colon, lungs. Now lungs, it's like, well, what do you do to cleanse your lungs? It's not really that big a deal. It's mostly using juices, mostly using herbs. It's one of the easier cleanses. It's not really hard to do. But again, always do it with the colon. So you're going to do colon, lungs, and you're going to give your lungs all these nutrients and do all these different things to help it flush out the toxins, especially those people who've had a history of anything from asthma to bronchial issues, anything upper respiratory to lung cancer. If you've had that before or you have it now, there's different things you could do to cleanse that out, which we'll talk about. Then the next cleanse would be so we're at 3, so lung was 4, skin is 5, and then lymphs are 6, so we number it. So the next one is the colon skin. Again, what do you do for the skin? It's really basic, and we'll go through the therapies in a little bit, but it's mostly just to open up the pores and get rid of the toxins from the inside out. And a lot of times there are rashes that come out because the poisons are coming out. And people say, what can I do about the rashes and the itchiness that I have? Nothing. You just have to nothing. You could take more baths and to speed up the process, but you don't want to stop the cleansing process ever. You don't want to put something on it. The whole reason we're doing this is to get rid of toxins, not putting more on. Okay, and then the next one is the lymphatic system, right? So the lymphs are the nodes that you hear about all the time, where when women have breast cancer, the doctor says, oh, we're going to take out the lymph nodes that have the cancer. And it's like, that's the worst thing you could possibly do. Those lymph nodes are there for a purpose. They're actually there holding toxins to keep it from going to your other organs. And then here you're ripping them out. How is your immune system going to fight that? Okay, it's going to be 1,000 times harder. So you don't want to go there. You want to try to keep your lymph nodes as healthy as possible. Try to keep them moving, and that's through exercise, dry skin brushing, and all these other things. Again, we'll go into more detail. But just to understand the order, every single time you do a cleanse, so you're going to do a combo. If you don't want to do, or you don't need to do, maybe let's say your kidneys are fine, you say, no, I just want to keep doing the colon and liver, that's okay. But to get the best results, you want to do all the systems. All right, so again, how are you going to plan an organ cleanse? First thing first is you're always going to set the date. Clear out your calendar, make sure you're good to go on that. And then number 2, you're already going to do, you're going to order your supplies and make sure you have everything ready. So for example, the skin, you got to make sure you have your dry skin brush, you have your salt scrub, you have all the different things that you need for it, and then you have it. Remember what I said in the very beginning of the webinars is that you have a special cabinet or container that is just for you for your cleansing. And you put your name on it and you say, this is your cleanse basket or shelf, and then you have everything in there. And then when you're ready to do your cleanse, you're like, oh yeah, I'm a little bit low on this, I'm a little bit low on that, and then you could restock it, you could have it, okay? And then you want to make appointments, right? So if you have to, or you don't have to, but if you want to have massage, would be great, then you make an appointment with a massage therapist. If you want to do colon hydrotherapy with a professional, you have them do it as well. So we want to get into the planning part of doing your organ cleansing. And first things first is you want to set the date. Make sure you have the time cleared out. Means really you time. That's what it means. There's not a time, like I have a 3-day cleanse time, so I'm going to get caught up on my paperwork, or I'm going to have more time to spend shopping. No, none of that. It's cleansing time. Focus on you and make sure your calendar is really clear. And then when you're planning, like I keep saying, you've got to do the pre-cleanse. I'll write the whole thing out. Pre-cleanse. Make sure that you do at least 3 days. Okay, that's really, if you're going to get go after the good results, you're going to want 3 days minimum. You can do 1 or 2 days. I don't recommend it. I really recommend 3. Normally, I actually, when I used to do in my clinic, we did 7 days ahead. So it was like really getting you into that. And we'll talk more what all that means, but just understand, clear your calendar, get things ready, and kind of get in that whole mode. And then make sure that you have post-cleanse. Again, that's going to be 3 days minimum, okay? Minimum of post-cleanse. Now you're going to proceed to start doing the cleanse and get into it, right? So that's what we go back to, remember? Oh, I'm running out of space here. OMG. Oh my God. No, it's not oh my God. It's order. You want to order your supply. So this is when you make sure you check your shelf or your special basket that you have for your cleansing, and you look and say, oh yeah, I need this, I need that. And you go through your checklist and make sure that you have everything that you need. And if you don't, that you make sure you give yourself plenty of time, like a week to 2 weeks to get all your supplies, right? Which is why it's important. If you set the date, then you know, oh, okay, well, I'm planning it 2 weeks out, so you have plenty of time to order, and you're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, right? And then the M is what? It's the mindset, okay? Make sure that you're focused and you know this is what you're going to do to take care of yourself. It's an empowerment time. It's a time that you're going to take care of yourself. You're cleaning out your organs so that you're going to have what? You're going to have your health and energy the way you want it, right? That's what we want, is we want to have the whole body, everything cleansed out so you can live the life that you're meant to live. That's what it's all about. Okay, and then what else? You're going to, G is get your act together. Get it together. And that really means it's just like you have the whole game plan out. You know when you're going to do your pre-cleanse. You know when you're going to do your cleanse. You have your supplies. You have your appointments. And you're just getting yourself together. You're going to get everything to the point where it's like, you know what? Now I know what I got to do. I got the schedule. I'm going to just go do it. So you go do it. Okay, get going. Okay, so now we're going to get into the next segment of the actual colon cleanse. I'm going to take you into real detail each step of the way so you know exactly how to do it. No doubt in your mind. And of course, you got questions? Write them down, send them down, and we'll look at them, and then we'll make sure that we'll get to as many as we possibly can on the third day. All right, see you in the next segment.